So you're going through this defeat, you're sitting in your car, you have that shotgun in your lap, thinking about ending it all. However, you were able to turn it around. You were able to pull yourself out of it and then go down to, France and, did work, join the Legion. How were you able to get out of it? And what advice would you have for the, Taylor Kavanaugh that's currently going through that situation right now, sitting in his truck, thinking about ending it all?
Stop thinking about yourself for 1 second. I know it's hard to do. It's almost impossible. But step outside of yourself and go, what would I do if I just wanted to be good for my family? Even if I don't feel good right now. I just make them proud. That's one step. Now start moving. Start making a plan. It doesn't have to be perfect, but pick something and go, I'm going to do this, and start working towards it. And say, because we need purpose, man. Guys like us, we need purpose, and it has to be hard. And for us now it's like the business world. It's like now we have a different battlefield. It's competition. We need it, man. And so if we're not have no purpose, that's why it gets dangerous for guys like us. That's why we have such a problem in our communities, because guys get out and they are no longer that guy and they can't point to it. Mine always is help guys, the mentoring. If we need to be outside of ourselves, and that's why that bigger scope for the team, for country, for all that, we thrive in those scenarios. Okay, now we're in the civilian world. Now it's for the people in your life. Now it's for the people in your community. Be that guy that people depend on. Turn into that guy. What guy do you admire? Now start building that guy. Get back to the discipline. Get out of the head, get back into the body. Start working out. Turn yourself into a savage again. Don't get soft. That's immediately, because I started losing my discipline and not working. I was still kind of going, but all the discipline was gone. Once I start losing that, my mental health starts going away. I need to be locked the on physically for me to be mentally sound. And I think that hurts guys too. They start drinking, they get lazy, start eating whatever, and that's dangerous.
So you decide to go down there. Did you speak French at all?
Not a lick, bro. I Googled Je suis ici pour la Légion right before I went in.
So you decide to join the Legion. How did you go about joining?
Yeah, so we'll get into the good stuff now. We'll get into some interesting stuff now, because now it gets into kind of a unique story that nobody else has, because it's hard to find information. I was sleeping in a hostel, Googling my phone, sipping on a bottle of vodka, just letting the Adderall and the weed burn out of my system because I knew I was getting drug tested. But you can join in 2 spots, really. There's some satellite locations on the border of France, but those are just recuperation points. They're not pre-selection centers. You go to a pre-selection center in Oban or Paris. I chose Paris. And you take your little train, and it's fascinating. You just go knock on this big iron wood door with your bag and give them your passport, and that's how it starts.
So for those that don't know exactly what the French Foreign Legion is, in your own word, please describe what the Legion actually is.
The French Foreign Legion was started by an old king about 200 years ago. And he had foreigners from a previous war that France had fought in that he wanted to get out of the streets causing problems in the bars back onto the battlefield for new wars. So he started the French Foreign Legion, and the carrot was if they served their time, they would get French citizenship. It's kind of like the old Roman legions where they could get French citizenship if they did their 17. Similar type process. And that worked. It got all these guys out of the streets causing problems, that warrior gene, and back onto the battlefield. And so when guys died, it wasn't French citizens dying also. And so they always would send the Foreign Legion in. It's kind of cannon fodder. They fought in every war you can imagine, from Algeria in 1800s to Afghanistan.
Thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch another clip, click right here to the left. For the entire podcast, click over here to the right.